Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna do the review of the HP 14-inch Chromebook. This Chromebook retails for $300. I was lucky enough to get it on sale for $130. And as of now, this Chromebook is on sale for $250 on Best Buy website. But they also had it for a few days, just this week. They had it for $150. So if you guys like this Chromebook, make sure you go to Best Buy, add it to the cart, and just wait. It might go back up on sale for $150, which is quite amazing deal for this Chromebook. And I'll give you guys my review. I've been using it for 1 week nonstop since I bought it, and I tested everything. So here we go. So this Chromebook weighs 3.4 pounds. It's pretty heavy, but it's not too heavy to take to school. But it is, a bit heavier than the regular, 14-inch laptops reviewed. So we're gonna go on the left side, and we have a Kensington lock, and then we have a USB-C port, which also charges this Chromebook, and we have USB 3.1 Type A USB. And then on the right side, we have another USB-C, which also charges the Chromebook, but this one has the charging light, so it will go from orange to white when it's fully charged. The other side doesn't have the charging light. Then we have another USB 3.1 Type A, and then we have memory card expansion slot, and then we have microphone in headphone out jack. And then the one thing I was kind of sad about, which some of the other Chromebooks have, is the full HDMI port. This one doesn't have it, so you might need to buy USB-C to HDMI if you want to connect it to your TV. So this Chromebook runs the N3350 CPU. It has 4 gigabytes of RAM, and it has 32 gigabytes of storage. It doesn't sound like a lot of storage, but this Chromebook doesn't really, everything works online unless you're gonna download a bunch of apps. As you guys can see on the bottom, I downloaded a few games, and I still have plenty of space. So it's 32 gigabytes is not a big deal. So this Chromebook runs the Chrome OS, as I already mentioned. And honestly, I haven't had any issues at all. Like, it runs fast. When I browse web, play games, that CPU isn't the best, and 4 gigs of RAM doesn't sound a lot, but on this Chromebook, it really works well. With the speed, I haven't had any issues at all. But let's talk about and yes, also before I forget, it comes with the Intel graphics, HD graphics 500. It's not the best graphics. It's all integrated. All of the Chromebooks have integrated graphic cards. It's not the best. I played some games which ran really good. Some of them, like I believe Among Us, I couldn't even start up. It would just give me black screen. And Call of Duty, I also couldn't start it. It would just give me black screen. Those two games I couldn't even play. First thing I did was I went to settings, and I made sure I got it set up to my liking. I turned off the Bluetooth because I never connect anything, and that's the first thing I always do, is turn it off to save some battery. And then I did a device. I made sure the touchpad is to my liking. I changed I made it a little bit more faster, and I enabled some stuff, as you guys can see, and I also enabled the reverse scrolling. That's just my preference. So after I did that, I made sure I changed my wallpaper and all that stuff. I did a little bit more personalization. And this Chromebook also has Google Assistant. So all you have to do is say, okay, Google, how is the weather today?
Right now in Las Vegas, it's 41 degrees and partly cloudy.
So yeah, it works same as the phone or tablet. It runs off of Android, so it has a lot of similarities to the Android phones or tablets. It's not completely the same, but it's not too much different. And then the next thing I did is I went to the apps and I went to the, hold on, let me see. It was Explore app. So I click on that and I made sure I get all the perks. For example, you get 12 months of Google One, and you get 3 months of YouTube Premium. And as you guys can see, there's a bunch of stuff that's free that you get as a perk for buying the Chromebook. And so that was the first thing I did once I went through the setup, and once I turned it on, that's the first thing I did. The next thing I'm going to talk about is the screen of this Chromebook. As already mentioned, it's a 14-inch screen and it's running a resolution of 720p. Personally, I'm not the biggest fan of the resolution being 720p on anything that's bigger than 13 inches. Honestly, I don't think it looks that good, but it's a sacrifice you gotta make when you're buying budget Chromebook or laptop. But to be fair, it looks better than I thought it would. And the one thing I also hated about this particular screen is the bezels. As you guys can see, they're very, very big bezels, and especially the bottom and top, and the sides are also big. So that's another thing I didn't like. Probably the reason why the Chromebook is a bit more heavy than usual. And on top of the screen, you have it's a 0.9 megapixel camera and 2 dual ray microphones, which I'm going to talk about a little bit later in the video. And to go back on the screen, it's a touch screen. And one thing I didn't like, it's not a two-in-one Chromebook. Two-in-one means you can flip it all the way and use just the screen. This one only goes back to 180 degrees, so you can put it all the way down. I just don't see the point of doing that. I tried doing it when I was laying down, put it in my lap, and then do the screen that way, but the angles are just so bad. There's no way you can use it in that. I mean, you can put it on the table, but once again, the angles of the screen are so bad. And to show you guys what I'm talking about, if you see, even if I move it a little bit, you can see all the reflection, then you can see the top being all dark, and it becomes very unusable. And same thing with the sides. If you turn it a little bit, I guess left to right, those angles aren't as bad as top to bottom. Even if I move it a little bit, it becomes very bad. So I don't know why they didn't make this tablet 360 where you can just flip it all the way. Why they made it 180 makes no sense. I don't know in what situation you can use it that way, but it is what it is. Next thing I'm gonna talk about is the camera. As already mentioned, 0.9 megapixel. It's not a good camera, but all the laptops and even much more expensive ones, they don't have a good camera. So you will be able to use it for school, if you have a kid that goes to school. As you guys can see, it's not a bad camera, but it's not good. It's very grainy. The microphone is very good. Videos with it, and use it for school, Zoom, or whichever app you use for school. I'm not sure, I don't go to school. I think it's Zoom. So camera not bad, definitely usable. I honestly feel like this would be a very good laptop / Chromebook for school. Trackpad, let me show you guys. Trackpad is a decent size. This is my hand, so it's not a bad size, and it works very well, very responsive. I haven't had any issues. It has gestures on it, so you can do 1 finger tap, 2 finger slide, 3 fingers up and down, so you can see the screen, and so on and so on. And then the keyboard, I actually like the keyboard. It doesn't have a backlight on it, which is kind of sucks, to be honest, especially at night, because you always need to turn on the light, especially if you're not familiar with it. But you know, for me, typing was very fast. I'm not a, how would I say, I'm not a professional typer, but I feel like I do type pretty decent speed, and I had no issues using it. It's pretty clicky. Sorry about that, I pressed the wrong button. But I love the keyboard, I love the trackpad. So the next thing I want to talk about is the sound. As you guys can see, it has dual speakers, and it has a long speaker grill right under the screen. I love the sound of it. Usually I always like the HP laptop / Chromebook sounds because of that speaker grill, and the sound is very upwards towards you. And this sound is by B&O, so let me guys play a little bit so you guys can hear. I think it sounds pretty good. Keep in mind this is a budget Chromebook, so it's not anything on this Chromebook is not gonna impress you, but it will make you happy. Let's put it that way. As I mentioned, I used it the whole week non-stop. I would get about 10 to 11 hours of battery life, which is pretty good, pretty amazing to be honest. Especially on a 14-inch, you might have a little bit of 11-inch Chromebooks that might do up to 13 hours, but for 14-inch, if you can get 10 to 11, it's pretty amazing. And this Chromebook also charges in around 2 hours. Let me guys show you a little bit of gaming on this. I was able to download a couple games. This is one of my favorite games I like to play. And for this one, I used the touchscreen, which honestly, I wasn't expecting to use the touchscreen, but it just felt nice when you put both of your hands on this and then just playing. I'll show you guys once the game loads. So as you guys can see, it looks pretty nice. And then you can just play it with your hands since it's a touchscreen. This one plays very smooth, no issues at all. So I'll show you guys another game. So some games run really good on this, like another one that I liked is Fallout Shelter. I think it runs really good, and it's a full screen. And as you guys can see, you can just touch it with your fingers, use it as a big tablet, and then you can drag your people inside. Let's put them right here. As you guys can see, it's pretty responsive, no problems. So this game runs really good. And I'll show you guys another game, because I know a lot of you guys buying it for the kids and then I'm playing games. There's another game like I used to love playing, but this one just won't run full screen, so this one is gonna look very small. So that's how some of the game is gonna run. I'm not even gonna play it. So this is another game that I played using the touchscreen, and I'll show you guys. Just a quick little game. Let's see. Let's do a letter. Let's do code raise. Turn down the volume a bit. This was one of my favorite games when I was in high school. Oh damn! I'm probably gonna lose this one. Bad shifting. Damn it. Well, not to make excuses, but the camera was in my face. That's the only reason I lost, but yeah. Anyways, yeah, that's another game I love playing on this Chromebook. And my final thoughts on this Chromebook is I really do like it and I recommend that. I haven't had any issues with it. It has a good keyboard, good trackpad, good sound, Camera, not the best, but it's very usable. Keep in mind, most of the Chromebooks and even laptops don't have a good camera, so this is pretty average. If you can get it for around $200, I definitely recommend it. I wouldn't recommend it retail because at $300 you can pick a lot of different Chromebooks, even some Windows laptops. So, if you can find it on sale, I do recommend it. Buy it, you're not gonna regret it. It's a perfect Chromebook for your kid, for school, or for yourself if you like browsing, playing a little bit of games, Facebook, YouTube, and so on and so on. Well, thank you guys for watching, and please like and subscribe if you enjoyed this video, and I'll make sure I'll post more videos in the future. And if you guys have any questions, post them in the comments and I'll reply as soon as I can. Thank you.